1-800-804-0973. You can also visit an Invite Health location or visit invitehealth.com.
Talk 1470 WWNN Pompano Beach, Boca Raton, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
If you suffer from excruciating back pain, do not have surgery. Call Dr. Fernando Ranella, MD, and ask him about the new ozone therapy and how it can eliminate your back pain once and for all. End your suffering today. Call Dr. Fernando Ranella, the Center for Back Pain Management, 561-819-6325. That's 561-819-6325 or injectpainaway.com.
Hi, it's Jay Foster. Join us 7 days a week from 2 to 3 p.m. for Health Connection Radio. We'll talk about natural cholesterol control, toxic metal syndrome, how to reverse bone loss, and the latest scientific research on vitamins and minerals. We'll have fascinating guests, and we'll take lots of your calls, too. So join us 7 days a week from 2 to 3 p.m. for Health Connection Radio right here on WNN.
Welcome to New Business on Main Street with Russ Johnson. It's where social media meets millions of today's consumers. The Entrepreneur Business Strategy will reach over 200 million Americans this year. If moving goods and services is important to you, then you won't want to miss this information on the techniques, skills, and strategies that will increase your bottom line. Get ready for super profits to be made with entrepreneur marketing. There are 92 million millennials in the United States, meaning those born between 1980 and the year 2000. They will take over the leadership of major corporations in the next few years. These future captains of industry are convinced that entrepreneur marketing is the smart way of doing business. It's where entrepreneurship meets millions of today's consumers. So sit back, relax. It's time to learn how to take advantage of this strategy in today's economy. Now, here's Russ Johnson.
Well, good afternoon. Hey, welcome back to New Business on Main Street, 1470, and we're glad to have you. And each and every week we come to you, we are talking about a new way of thinking, a new way of doing business, because we have to shift gears, if you will. The old paradigm of grow up, get a good job, wait for the tremendous benefits and retire in 40 years with all the benefits, all the guarantees, gold watch, and all of that. It's kind of gone by the wayside. And so if you listen to Robert Kiyosaki in his book, famous author, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he spells it out clearly, that part of life has gone by the wayside. It's not going to happen. And all the millions of jobs, many millions of jobs that are outsized and right-sized and sent overseas, if you will, technology is replacing the traditional job. That's not going to happen. And we need to change our thinking. We need to change the way we do business and the way we tell other people how to make a serious living. So, with that said, we're talking about networking. When I look at Paul Zane Pilzer in his book, The Millionaire Next Door, or correction, that's another author, but The Next Millionaire, if you will. He says many millionaires will be made in that book. Paul Zane Pilzer's book, The Next Millionaire, says many millionaires will be made in the next 10 years because they will be using word-of-mouth advertising, recommending and promoting a service, a product that they use. For instance, and that's nothing strange because we've been doing that for most of our lives, many of us. And even Malcolm Gladwell in his book, The Tipping Point, says the same thing, that word-of-mouth advertising will transfer billions of dollars from companies to us in the next 10 years. And so, with that said, he's saying that word-of-mouth advertising is nothing new, nothing strange. We do it all the time. When we find a good restaurant, a good theater, when we go to a church and we like the pastor, when we see something that's on sale, what do? We tell our friends, we tell our relatives, we recommend and promote a good meal at a restaurant. Except that up until this point, many of those restaurants or theaters or sales that were going on never really gave us any money for recommending and promoting. And so, with that said, there are new companies on the market today that will give you and pay you per your recommendation, per your promotion, per your talking about your product or your service. And I think what we have Lisa with us today. Lisa, are you there?
I'm here. How are you?
Well, thank you very much for calling in.
Thank you for having me again, Russ.
Yeah, Lisa has her own radio show on Monday evening at 5 o'clock. And how's that going for you, Lisa, before we get into the marketing and recommending and promoting? How's that going for you, your show?
It's going great. And what you were just speaking about, promoting, I think I'm the queen of promotions and helping people heal. And on my radio show, I talk about transforming your mind, body, spirit. And I'm constantly promoting other people and talking about ways people could help themselves through nutrition and products and healing. And it's funny because I promote so much, but I really wasn't making money on all the promoting that I was doing. And I know we're going to talk about this later, but I agree with you 100% that, yes, it's great to help people and heal people, but it's also great when you're a single mom raising 2 kids to make money as well from all the promoting that you do, which I do quite a bit.
Yeah, even on your site, which is your Facebook, facebook.com/BBL Fitness. Is that right?
Right. I have BBLfitness.com on Facebook, which is Body by Lisa. I also have lisadwoskin.com, my website. And then I also have soulisreal.com, which is about the products that I'm now promoting.
Okay, great. And, well, there's so many things I want to go to. Your show is really taking off, and you have about 30,000 people following you on Facebook. Is that right, approximately?
Yeah, about 35,000 on one fan page, about 5,000 on the other. And I have an email list of about 25,000 people on my lisadwoskin.com website, which I have a free newsletter that goes out bi-weekly to people. So I'm constantly promoting.
Okay, well, hey, listen, I think it's all going to come around, come all the way back around in a full circle, if you will, if you like the term, that now you're going to be earning some serious money from your constant promoting things. But
right.
when you had, for those people who don't know you, let's talk just a minute about the fact that you did have a fitness center and a spa and a jacuzzi and all of that stuff. It was 17,000 square feet of space, and you ran that for 13 years to the tune of taking in about, $1.6 million a year. So that was very successful. Let's talk about that for a bit, just how you got started, what prompted you to get started, and how did it finally end and why?
Okay, well, again, I love helping people heal and transform their lives through exercise, nutrition, wellness, positive thinking. Anything to be healthier, happier, and longevity of life is what I'm all about. So when I decided to open my spa, which was a wellness center, a spa, salon, and a gym, I named it Metamorphosize, which is the transformation from the caterpillar to the butterfly. And I opened it to help people through any kind of healing, through loss of a loved one or divorce, death, anything that people were going through that they needed healing, and not just through exercise, but through healing their mind, body, spirit. So it was great. I loved it. I owned it for 13 years. I had 2,000 members. I had about 65 employees. So it was a very big business, and I had learned from my father, who's a huge businessman, that I worked for pretty much since I was like 7 years old. So I started young. But anyway, it was great. It's just the problem is when the economy took a turn and people stopped spending so much money, because my spa, the massages, facials, I had every kind of treatment you could imagine, cost quite a bit. And when people stopped spending so much money, it really took a big hit on my business. So I took on 2 partners, which ended up not being very honest with me about the whole financial situation. It just ended very poorly, and I kind of got lost in the whole turmoil of everything because I lost my passion, and my passion was to help people, and I was getting too caught up with the economic crisis and the financial problems, so I had to get out of the business. So I ended up selling it and not really taking much away from it, just got rid of it and walked away, and now I can do what I want to do with no overhead and just pure profit
Right.
and still help people.
All right. So you are still doing training and coaching and directing and helping people lose weight, helping people to get back healthy again. So they can call you. I have a number here, 571-354-7215. Is that a good number?
Yep, that's a perfect number, or they can reach me on my website, lisadwoskin.com. They could put their email or their phone number or whatever, and I check that daily so I would get back to them.
Okay. And that number again is 571-354-7215. You had on your show when you first started a couple of weeks ago, you had LT. Of course, he's the Hall of Famer, New York Giants superstar. And then later on, the week after that, you had Rocky, who is the father of Dwayne Johnson, who has at least 30 movies he's made. He's making one as we speak.
Yeah.
And both of whom said that you helped them lose weight because LT said he went over 300 pounds. He's now back down to 2-something, lost 50 pounds or so. And Rocky said the same thing, that he read your book, which really inspired him, he says, and he dropped 60 or 70 pounds. How can they drop so much? What do you do? What do you tell them to do? I mean...
Well, definitely exercise is a part of it, and what people don't realize is that nutrition and supplements is a much bigger part. And when I say much bigger, 80% of weight loss is what goes in your mouth, and 20% is exercise. Not saying that you can't do one without the other. You need to do both. So people listening, don't think you don't need to exercise, because you do. But if you work out 20 hours a week and you're stuffing your face with bad food and not taking the proper supplements, you're never going to lose weight and you're not going to get healthier. So supplements is everything. And I'm always constantly teaching people how to eat, and also positive thinking. Believe it or not, mindset is everything. And if you believe that you can achieve, you will achieve what your goals are. And, of course, putting the effort and the discipline and knowing what's right to take and what's wrong, and just doing what you should be doing really is nutrition and supplements. And I know we're going to talk about that in a minute, but I just really need to stress to people that you need to eat healthy, and you need to eat natural foods, organic foods, supplement with green juices and different kinds of antioxidants and omegas. That's what's so important in weight loss.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When you helped LT and even Rocky's father, did you talk about getting away from carbs? Was that one of the issues that you brought up? Bread and rice, the white rice and white potatoes?
Yeah. What I like to tell people is we do need carbs because carbs give us energy. And, of course, we need the energy to get through the day and work out. But what I like to do, and I know that Oprah Winfrey used to always talk about this with her trainer, Bob Greene, which is a very successful trainer, wrote many, many phenomenal books. And he's one of my idols. He always says, don't eat carbs after 5 or 6 p.m. because at night you're not as active. And when you go to sleep and you eat too many carbs, it turns into fat. It just stores in your body as fat. So when you're going to eat your carbs, the pastas and the rice, of course, stay away from a lot of flour and sugar. So try to eat brown rice, whole wheat pasta, but eat it during the day and don't gorge yourself with it at night, because then it just turns into fat.
All right, let's take a break here. And so when we come back, because the Christmas holidays are upon us, let's talk about what people should eat and should do in preparation for the holidays and avoiding them to take on those extra pounds. So we'll be right back. 1470, New Business on Main Street.
To laugh is to risk appearing the fool. To weep is to risk appearing sentimental. To reach out to another is to risk involvement. To expose feeling is to risk exposing your true self. To place your ideas and dreams before a crowd is to risk their loss. To love is to risk not being loved in return. To live is to risk dying. To hope is to risk despair. To try is to risk failure. But risks must be taken because the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. The person who risks nothing does nothing, has nothing, and is nothing. He may avoid suffering and sorrow, but he cannot learn, feel change, grow, or live chained by his certitudes. He is a slave. He has forfeited his freedom. Only a person who risks is free. Promise yourself you will talk health, happiness, and prosperity as often as possible. Promise yourself to make all your friends know there's something in them that is special that you value. Promise to think only of the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best in yourself and others. Promise to be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own. Promise to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to greater achievement in the future. Promise to wear a cheerful appearance at all times and give every person you meet a smile. Promise to give so much time improving yourself that you have no time to criticize others. Promise to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit trouble to press on you. As leaders, if we haven't won our personal battles, we'll never be able to lead other people to victories in their battles. Everything rises and falls on leadership. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't complain, don't make excuses, and make each day your masterpiece.
This is New Business on Main Street with Russ Johnson, where you can learn the strategies needed to be a successful business entrepreneur. Want to learn more about the opportunities entrepreneur marketing can show you to help you be successful? Go to newbusinessonmainstreet.com. That's newbusinessonmainstreet.com. Once again, here is Russ Johnson.
Well, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. Hey, Lisa, and we have some other guests calling in. I think we have Ryan, and he's going to tell us. He helps us find leads. Renee, oh yeah, okay, we have Ron and so Lisa, let's talk about quickly, and then I'll come back to you. For the holidays, Christmas is upon us. So we should back off of the carbs, the rice, the potatoes, the breads, and all of that for the holidays in order to kind of stay in better health. Is that what we are saying here?
For sure. You have to drink a lot of extra water throughout the day to hydrate your body. Stay hydrated, especially at parties. You're going to be drinking a lot more alcohol. And before you go to a holiday party, eat. It sounds crazy, but eat so you don't go there hungry and gorge on all the food. Definitely, when you get there, if you know you're going to drink some wine and drink some alcohol, alcohol is packed with carbs, so you want to stay away from so much carbs in the food. Eat more of the meats, the proteins, the vegetables, and don't overstuff yourself. Definitely try to get very full before you go to a party. Drink lots of water, and of course exercise more throughout the holidays. You definitely need to exercise because you know you're going to be exposed to bad food, and no matter what, we're all going to indulge in it a little bit more for sure on the holidays.
Okay. And folks, if you need more questions answered or some guidance or just some direction, and we all need help, Lisa's number is 571-354-7215. That's 571-354-7215. And, of course, her website, Lisa, you can give your website for us, would you?
Yeah, LisaDwoskin.com. That's LisaDwoskin.
All right, and hold on a minute, because we're going to talk about the products sold that you've been using, and I want to come back to that in just a moment. But Ryan, you're on the air. What's going on? How you doing? Ryan got us?
Yep, I'm here, Russell. Can you hear me?
Right, hear you loud and clear. Listen, you've been around network marketing for a minute or two, well, last 20 years or so. And tell us about the industry quickly, and then tell us how you can help us to become more successful, those of us who are networkers.
Yeah, the industry, I believe, is in a great place. More and more, the economy needs networkers, needs network marketing companies. And, one of the biggest struggles that we see over the years with networkers is they run out of people to talk to. They don't have a strategy. And that's what we help them with. And we show them that you got to have a daily method of operation where you could reach new people, an easy way to invite them, repeat that process, and teach others how to do it. That's pretty much what it is.
Uh-huh. And so how can you help us, those of us who are networkers?
Yeah, one of the resources that I have is the website is hotleads411.com. And there's a resource there where you can get access to pretty much unlimited network marketing leads. We show you how to contact them and recruit them and all that good stuff.
And these are the people who have a real knowledge and a history of doing the business. Is that what you were saying? Is that what I hear?
Yeah, we teach people. One of the best sources to go after is people that have joined other network marketing businesses in the past. And we at our website with MLM Recruit on Demand, we give people access to that type of data.
Mm-hmm. So that we're not just talking about a newbie, if you will, a person who has no experience at all, but those people who have some kind of experiences and who have studied the industry or have had some kind of success in the industry. So those are the kind of people that you can help us define to talk to, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And
One of the
again,
analogies that I teach, I say, hey, if you're running a football team and you need a guy that can kick a 50-yard field goal, well, a good shortcut is to just go recruit a guy that can kick a 50-yard field goal already.
right, true.
So, in network marketing, the goal is to build a large organization. So a good strategy is just go after people that have done network marketing in the past, and you'll find those kind of people.
Okay, and you have access to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of those people. Okay, so they can always call you. Is that right? Call you or what? Your website? What do you want to do?
Yeah. So two resources. My website is www.hotleads411.com, and my phone number is 561-342-1236.
Okay. Once again.
561-342-1236, and website is hotleads411.com.
Okay, Ron. Hey, thank you for your participation, and thank you for the help. That we need help.
No problem, Russ. Thank you.
Okay. Hey, Renee. Hi, Russ Johnson here.
Well, Dr. Russ, how are you?
Fine, sir. How are you?
Just fine, thank you. Thanks for taking my call.
Okay. What's up? How can I help you, sir?
Well, interesting program, interesting broadcast. Number one. Number two, I have a few people listening to the broadcast here up in the Maryland area. And my question is, I wanted to hear this from you. It's how can one make, let's say, between $2,000 to $6,000 a month? It's a certain system I'm sure that we should follow. You had Ryan there. He has a system. You had Lisa. She has a system. But I just want you to kind of coach us on how to do that.
All right, well, briefly, listen, it's a numbers game. And if you were to go through the numbers of your family, friends, and relatives, co-workers, church members, sorority, fraternity, brothers, whatever, and just share what you have. See, when you find a good restaurant, when something is on sale, when you go to a church or you go to a lecture or go to a school, and you're excited about what you have received and the benefits that they have afforded you, then you share that information with others. You tell them about it, right? Is that right? Is that what you do?
That's correct, sir.
Okay. So it's nothing new that you have to do here. And again, Paul Zane Pilzer in his book, The New Millionaire, or I think it's The Next Millionaire, The Next Millionaire. And then Malcolm Gladwell in his book, The Tipping Point, even Robert Kiyosaki in his book, The Business for People Who Like Helping People, all say the same thing, that all you do is tell people about a product or a service or the benefits that you've gotten for the product or the service to other people, and you go through the numbers. That's it. And when people do participate or do pay attention to you and want to follow you, then all you do is send them to your website, and the company will send you a check. Is that simple? Now, Ryan has another way. He says sometimes when you go through your friends, relatives, and acquaintances, they kind of ignore you or poo-poo the idea, and that's okay. Then he has lists whereby people who have been in networking and who have done networking and who have made money are able to listen to what you have to say, and some of whom will take action and join you. That's 1, 2, 3.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Russ.
Right. The other thing I would say that if they want to catch up the speed, you can always go to www.rise.movie.com and take a look at that, and that gives you more. Or you can Google Jim Rohn or Les Brown or Mark Victor Hansen. All of those guys have been in network marketing and have made millions, and so they know how it works. So that's another piece. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Russ. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you for calling in. Lisa, back with you. We're wrapping up in a few seconds here. So, Lisa,
Okay.
what will you tell people? And you've been using the product called Soul. What kind of experiences have you had from that product, and how would they get it?
Okay, I love the product. It improves your immune system, helps you lose weight, helps your blood pressure, lowers your cholesterol. It reduces pain. It's helped my back pain. They could order the product on my website, which is www.soulisreal.com. I highly, highly recommend the product. I also love the protein powder, and I also love the green juice. Some people really don't love the taste of green juice. I personally do. I think all three products are great. And before we wrap up, I have to say something very important about you, Russ. I'm going to take over your show for the last 2 minutes. Is that okay?
You have the last 2 minutes.
Okay. What I want the people to hear about you and about network marketing. I met you about 6 weeks ago, not long ago, not even 2 months. And since you come into my life, you have definitely empowered my life and myself. And what I want people to know about is that you're such a giving person. You give back. I went to a beautiful fundraiser that you had Saturday night at the church for raising money for homeless people. And we're not going to, this isn't all about just talking about how great you are, although you are great. But how I want to end this show is about network marketing. Networking is everything in our society. Networking, everything about relationships, love, transformation, business, making money. And what I saw in you when I met you 6 weeks ago is that you see a light in people. And each individual shines a light. Now, some shine it brighter than others, but I feel that with your company and with what you do, the company that you're working with, Rain Life, which I'm now working with you, is that you see individuals and you spark that light in them and you make them greater because you put them into a team. So if all of us individuals that have a spark and have something to offer.
10 seconds.
Okay, we get together into a team. It's called network marketing.
Okay,
and
the engineer
team,
says
we can
that
make
is
a lot
it.
of money and heal a lot of people.
Okay, well, thank Lisa. Lisa, thanks very much for being. We'll come back next week, okay? 1470. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for listening. Same place, same time next week.
Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever God may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. William Ernest Henley.
The Department of Dermatology at the Mount Sinai School of Medicine says of the many skincare products containing antioxidants, only lycopene has been shown in clinical studies to be a benefit in protecting the skin against the harmful effects of